Hey there. This week I want to take you through exactly how I plan out my week, set time slots for all of my tasks, and always get everything done. This is an amazing, really easy way of making sure you get everything done and not getting super stressed in the process. Now, I speak from experience from this. Please don't think I always did this. In my second year of uni, when we went into lockdown, I was in London living by myself, and I was about 6 weeks behind all of my classes. All the lectures were pre-recorded and I literally just did not do them. It was incredibly stressful, incredibly disheartening. I was really disappointed in myself, but I was also now at this point too stressed and demotivated to then do the classes. Second term, I really changed things around. I started planning out my weeks and it made such a big difference. It seems like such an obvious and small thing, but just being able to visualize your tasks and get them done is such a game changer. So I hope if any of you find yourselves behind some work, that this can help you out, inspire you to make your own plan, or maybe you just want to watch me plan out my week. So the first thing you'll notice is that I'm going to put down tasks for each day in chronological order, just to make things a bit neater when it comes to crossing them off. And also it's more helpful for me so I can easily see exactly what's happening first that day. From there, I'm going to color code everything. Now, I have green for anything that is university related. I used to have a different color for different modules, but I'm so busy this term, I don't think I have enough colors. So I'm just gonna stick to green for all of that. Next, I'm gonna have blue, which is for any sort of social events, which is always nice to break up all the workload. I have purple. This was a new colour for me, but this is something to signify anything careers related, life after university. So there are a lot of events and talks that I've been attending. And then I have a pink, which is for work. So I have a part-time job, so this is to signify that. And then I do just use a couple highlighters just to signify whether something is a seminar or a lecture, which also corresponds to whether it's in person or if it's online, because all of our lectures are pre-recorded. Now, the next thing you will notice is that I'm allocating a time slot for everything. It doesn't matter if it has a specified time, like an in-person seminar, or if it's just a random pre-recorded lecture. I'm gonna give myself a time space to do it in, because otherwise it's so much harder to get done. If I just put social neuroscience lecture on Tuesday, but I don't give myself the time to do it, it's going to be a lot harder to get round to, whereas if I just say, okay, I'm going to go to the library in the morning, I'll get it done at around 10, I will actually end up doing that. So I really recommend giving yourself a rough time. You don't need to be strict with yourself if you don't meet it, but it's just a way to break up your day and assignments a little bit easier. Also, something I don't really include, but for certain people it may be beneficial, is actually timetabling out your breaks. Now, for me, something I've mentioned in a past video or so, where I talk about the importance of breaks, I have one every evening. I literally just block out the evening for me. As you can see, there are a couple evenings where I have social events. This is just a way to relax after a long day of work, where I can still be productive, but still have time for myself every day. But you may be the kind of person where if you don't schedule out that time for yourself, you just will keep working and not relax. Or maybe you stop working, but it doesn't feel like a break because you're stressed because you think you should be doing something. So by all means, put a little time stamp where you are going to have a break in your day and then cross it off when you're finished. Speaking of which, it becomes very satisfying when you can cross off these tasks. Not only does it alleviate even more stress for you, but it will also become a snowballing method of motivation, because what you'll find is as you cross off each task, you feel more and more productive, and also you can then think, hey, I actually got all my work done today. And it just is such a magical feeling as someone who spent multiple weeks doing no work. Once I actually got into that flow of getting everything done on time, oh, it's amazing. I cannot recommend enough doing this. Again, you can't really see this in my plan yet because I don't have any coursework yet, but when you do have these big assignments that you're putting into your plan, make sure you are breaking them down. I've mentioned previous times before, it is going to be very difficult to actually get round to writing an essay if your task is literally just write essay. Instead, break it down into sections, have a task at 2 p.m, which is just write up methods section, and then you can have write up results the next day. I've got to say, with this term being my busiest ever, this has really changed the game. When you have a busy schedule, my goodness, it can be so stressful because you cannot mentally picture all of those tasks and line them up in chronological order and know when you're going to get them done and how long they will take. So this becomes really, really stressful, and 9 times out of 10, the way we react to that stress is to do no work because it's just overwhelming. So actually planning out your whole week where you write down all of these tasks you have to do, give them a time slot so you can see that they all fit into each day, as opposed to cramming 10 tasks that you know you can't actually do in a day. You can then look at this plan and think, okay, I know what has to be done this week. I have a time where I know I can actually finish it, and by the end of the week, I'm gonna feel so much better. You get really comforted by the fact that you can now see everything and visualize all your tasks. They're much more tangible, and then you can cross them off as you get them done. But again, it's always worth mentioning, please take this at your own pace. My timetable for this week is pretty busy. It is my 3rd year at university, so there's gonna be a lot going on. It's fine if, for one, your plan is a lot lighter than this. I'm still really proud of you for even putting up a plan. But also, it's also fine if you have more tasks and you don't get them done. It's very easy to get really overambitious when you start because you're excited to have this new tool for productivity. It's totally fine if actually you spent a long time, longer than you thought, on a lecture you had, and so now you don't have time to do the reading that you had allocated for that day. Don't stress, you still got something done, which is really, really great. You can now just move the reading over to another day. Sometimes I'll have to move things around midweek, depending on how the days actually turned out. And it doesn't stress me out at all because I'll always leave a bit of leeway to move things over. The fact is, you have a plan, you have a vision for getting all your tasks done. Little changes midweek are not a big deal, so don't worry about it. So this was my plan for this week. I hope it gave you maybe a bit of motivation or inspiration for planning out your own week. And as you can see, you also really don't have to worry about having a really intricate or fancy plan. I got these at a paper chase years ago, and it's actually a food plan. It came on a magnetic board, so you can actually put it on your fridge and plan out your meals. Obviously, I'm not using it for that purpose, it doesn't matter. As long as you have something that indicates the days and gives you a bit of space for them, that's all you need. Don't stress out too much about making it perfect. It's just a way for you to visualize your tasks. I hope this helped you out. As usual, I always hope these videos give you some sort of motivation or help. It doesn't matter how big or small. Either way, thank you so much for watching yet again. Have a lovely rest of your day and happy studying.